Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk, back in the video today. And we're here to talk about Taylor Jones for the Houston Astros. First baseman, plays a little bit of left field and DH as well. We saw him play, I believe he played every game of this series. Tonight he played DH, or today he played DH when we lost. He played left field when we won yesterday, and he was a pinch hitter in the first game because it was a crushing. We crushed the Mariners, so he came in as a pinch hitter. I think he even got a base hit. And then his start before that, he was a first baseman. So he plays first base, plays left field, plays DH. What I'm also hearing is he can play a little bit third base as well. So he's on fire right now. If I'd have to go ahead and say it, I'd say he's probably has like I think he has the third hottest bat on the Houston Astros right now. If I look at the Houston Astros, I look at four players who are just on fire right now: Jake Myers, Taylor Jones, Elizman Diaz, and Yordan Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez in the series against the Mariners had 3 home runs and like 10 RBIs. Taylor Jones in the series versus the Mariners had 5 RBIs. So Taylor Jones was called. He's been in his career. He made his major league debut in the 2020 season. So this is only his second year. If we're being honest, besides his skit that his little time he was here before this season, and the tiny bit of time he was there with the Astros team last season. So I'm talking about earlier this season when he was on the roster, not from August 6th to currently August 23rd when he's been here. So he's been here for 17 days. Not talking about the last 17 days. From the end of the 2020 season when he was on the regular roster for the 2020 season, and for any time before August 6th he was on this roster, he was just very bad. And now I don't know what happened. I don't know if he also looked like he changed his batting form a little bit, but he came back here and he just got on fire. Literally the first game he came back, hit a 2-run homer. Since coming back, he's been back with the team since August 6th. And also, I think there were also a couple games where there were like, out of those games we've played, I think maybe 10 games, 12 games, there's been quite a few games that he did not start in. He's only started in we've played I don't know, because we've gotten 3 off days out of those. So I would say we played 13, 14 times out of the last 17 days. So I think he's only gotten 8 to 10 starts. So he's hit 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 8 to 10 starts. It's pretty good for a second-year player. Also, I'm not going to call 27 years old, but 27 years old is pretty old for only a second-year player. But, yeah, he looks good. He looks good coming back. He had an RBI double today. Yesterday, he had 4 RBIs, a solo home run, a RBI single, and an RBI double, for a 2 RBI double. So he's doing really well. Him and Yordan Alvarez, put those two guys in the same lineup. Have you been doing it? Those guys look scary together. I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna make this work with when Bregman comes back, but I really like having Taylor Jones, Yordan Alvarez. And I really like having Taylor Jones, Yordan Alvarez, and Elizman Diaz all on the same field. It's just, I like it. Obviously, when Bregman comes back, you're not going to be able to. I don't even think you'd be even able to start Diaz at all unless you made him play center field. So in that case, I do think Taylor Jones might be proving to the Houston Astros that he deserves a spot on the active roster. I'm not saying I think he is proving, what he's proving to the team right now, what he is showing to the team is, hey, I'm showing you guys that you don't need to send me down back to Sugarland again. I should be on the active roster for good now, just like Jake Myers is showing you. Taylor Jones and Jake Myers are playing the same. Think about it. If Taylor Jones and him are playing the same, if not better. So Jake Myers and Taylor Jones are playing both very good. If Jake Myers is showing you the same thing, that I don't need to go back to the minors. So Taylor Jones, what he should be proving the Astros right now. You don't need to focus on a starting job right now. We're at the end of the season. What Taylor Jones needs to focus on right now, and I think he's already doing it, is saying to them, what I think he wants to prove to them right now is, I want to retain an active spot on the roster where I never get sent down again unless I get hurt. So I want to stick on the active roster, which I think I'm deserving, and I will want a starting job in 2022 if Yuli Gurriel leaves, because Yuli Gurriel, our first baseman right now, is a free agent. So that's something to think about. I've heard Marwan Gonzalez. Go pick up Marwan Gonzalez. Well, the thing is that the real thing is that I'd rather have Taylor Jones and Marwan Gonzalez at this point. If Yuli Gurriel leaves, I think Taylor Jones should be the starter for 2022. But I do think Taylor Jones is proving right now, I deserve to be on this active roster for good. I don't deserve to be sent down to Sugarland again. Since August 6th, like I said, he's hit 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, in only like 8 to 10 starts or something like that. So he's looked really good. But yeah, that's it for the video. Let me know what y'all think about Taylor Jones. I think he looks better since coming back. I don't know what he worked on because, it had been a month since he came back. So he came back and he looked good, and I like that. I like to see that he looks very good, and I'm excited to see what he'll do. Looks really good right now. And let me know what y'all thoughts on Taylor Jones are. And I think he looks good, but I've said that about 3 times. That's it for the video, and peace out. Go Astros.